Oh, I'm so excited to do today's video, you guys. We've got a ton of new makeup releases that I've just picked up for myself, and I kept it to try it so we could sit down and try it on camera together. You guys know the drill. I tell you guys what we've picked up and what we're putting on today, and then I'll do the timestamp thingy in the description box in case you guys want to skip ahead to any particular product. So let's go over everything that I picked up. I've got indie and then some high-end releases. That's pretty much it. So Sephora and one indie brand that I received in PR that I've been setting aside that I wanted to try on camera with you guys, and that is from Dede Signature. It's the Shattered Romance eyeshadow palette. I think this launched last month, as it's the 2nd of March as I'm filming this video. You guys, I have been having the hardest time filming right now with work and going back in office, etc, etc. So I've had this for a minute. Each of my videos are taking like longer to film, like they're spread apart, and they're taking longer to edit. Anyway, this looks freaking fabulous, so we're gonna use this on the eyes today, but she also launched a bunch of different liquid blush, and she let me pick the 3 shades that I wanted. So I picked up 3 more fair skin friendly shades. So we're gonna try these on. I wanna say there was like 8 total, which I think is really cool because Dede Signature is a brand that I absolutely love. And the stuff that I picked up from Sephora, we'll do a wear test on this. The Lawless Forget the Filler Skin Plumping Line Smoothing Foundation. I'm a pretty big fan of some of the products that I have from Lawless, probably minus the blush, but the mascara is my absolute favorite, the one and done mascara. Later today, we're actually taking the kids to a festival, my son and his little cousins, and so I'm gonna be putting this to the test. It's not hot outside, but it's probably gonna get a lot warmer, like in the 12 to 2 range. And then she also launched a new powder. It's the Perfecting Powder Talc-Free Skin Smoothing Powder. We've got the mascara from Lancome. This is the Flutter Extensions Lash. I like a lot of Lancome mascara, so I'm excited for that. I picked this up. You guys have seen some like, I don't know, reviews about this. The Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewy Flush Plump Even Tone, oh my gosh, tinted serum. It's basically a blush. Okay, then I got the Westman Atelier Sun Tone Bronzing Drops. Then I picked up for the final product here, and it got smashed a little bit, its box, the new lippy from LYS. This is called the Speak Love Lip Plumping Glossy Lip Balm. I hope that it's not too plumping because I don't love that. So that's what's on today's agenda, you guys. Let's get into it. All right, even though Dede launched this last month, it looks like it's already on sale, sort of. It retails for $35.99 normally, and it's on sale for $33. This is a 9-pan palette, and it's supposed to have 2 multi-chromes. I think it's 1 duochrome, a matte with like infused sparkles in it, and the rest are just buttery soft mattes. This is just a lovely little palette of my dreams. We're gonna swatch this whole thing and then we're gonna put a look together. It's got to be a little bit more wearable for me because I am going out, so I probably am not going to do like lower lash line work, but I highly recommend Dede Signature, and this just looks so freaking different than like a lot of her palettes because a lot of them have been like longer, and I think they've been like the 10 pans, if I'm not mistaken, 10 or 12 pans. And so I feel like for me with Dede, I haven't had a palette that was like a 9-pan like this. But the thing with Dede is, and what I love about indie brands, is when they do different formulations of the shimmers. So you see you've got like one like super flecky. This is probably the multi-chrome here. This is another flecky multi-chrome, but it's like translucent, so it's like a white base, fabulous. And then this one is a super duper beautiful sparkly shade. I feel like it's having trouble focusing. And then the black matte with sparkles, which I could take or leave. It could be a black matte just by itself and I'd be fine, but this is a beautiful pink color story. And Dede Signature does like some of the best formulations in the shimmer formula. She's amongst my top 5 brands for indie brands at the current moment. So let's swatch this whole thing out. I've definitely tried enough indie brands that at this point I'm like getting my favorites. And Dede, not only do I think she's just cool, I definitely think that her formula, like whenever it got reformulated, is just massively improved. All right, Broken Vows and Bleeding Love are these 2 shades. Look at the pigment. This palette claims to have really intense pigmentation. It's supposed to be non-creaseless too. I just read that from the website when I was looking at how many multi-chromes there were. And then Tears of Amethyst, and then Faded Roses. So we've got our multi-chrome here and our duochrome here. This is the shimmer I'm going for today, if it's not going to be this one. This is a really chunky multi-chrome. It's a lot wetter. This duochrome here is just, ew, so good. So good. That's my kind of shimmer for an everyday look, which I think I'm going to be going for today. And you can't tell me this color story isn't like to die for. I just, ooh. You've got lighter happier shades, but then you also have like your mid-tone mattes and then really deep mattes, like everything I'd want in a 9 pan. You've got the chunky foiled if you're going for it, a more everyday lighter shimmer. I'm so critical of smaller palettes when they're 12 pans. Like, you gotta work really hard to do all the right stuff. Every time I look at this, it's kind of like what I would imagine myself creating if I were to do a little 9 pan. All right, this one is Dark Secrets. This is the matte that has the sparkles, but you guys, this one is intense. I can see so many tiny sparkles that it's almost like a shifty shade. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? Like, this would be cool just swiped all over. And then this chunky guy is Frozen Feelings. It's the other multi-chrome. Wow, you can see those sparkles. It's one of the most intense sparkly matte shades that I've ever seen. Here's the last multi-chrome, and it's pretty translucent. It's extremely wet though. You can see that there's a lot going on. All right, here's the last 3 mattes. Golden Lies, then Passion's End, and then Silent Goodbyes, which I love this gray mauve tone shade. But I like that you have pops of bright pink too. You can go a little bit crazier with the color story. Sorry, my swatches at the end were like really far apart. Anyway, this is fabulous. Again, you have the lighter tone mattes, the mid, and then the deeper, which, so good. So good. All right, I zoomed us in here. We are using my Bella Beauty bar brush set. I think this is like the Smoky Glam brush set that I've been loving. I still haven't used them all yet. So I'm gonna start in the outer corner with this deep burgundy shade called Bleeding Love. Silent Goodbyes is gonna be faded inwards, and then we're gonna go with Faded Roses as the shimmer for the lid. You know, the thing with Dede's like sparkly shades is that they're so sparkly and beautiful. They're really great standalone shades. Sometimes I just wear her shimmers by themselves. So they're like little singles. I did that with the Ultimate Cappuccino palette from last year. Like, a lot of those shimmers I was just wearing on their own. The only thing with the Ultimate Cappuccino palette was that the deepest shade in her palette, which was supposed to be a burgundy like this, came out really purple on my eyes. That was my least favorite thing about that palette. Where here, this is pretty true to the color, which is nice. And I find that happens a lot with palettes, that these burgundy shades will come out some version of burgundy. Like, it'll come out some bright hot pink or, again, purple. So I'm pretty critical about the pigmentation, you know, how something, I guess, kind of changes in the pan or to your lid from the pan. Again, you guys, we're doing something like simple and wearable because we're going to that festival and there's no way I want to look like a crazy person. So lower lash line work and lashes is not gonna work for me today. Why did I bring this matte higher on the left side? I'm already making it look cray cray. All right, going into Silent Goodbyes, which is, if I can get myself situated, is this, oh, hello. I just dug my finger in. This mauve tone right here, and we're going to blend it out to diffuse this color out, and I want it to go essentially all the way in. I'm gonna kind of fade the edges as well. I love that there's like purple, pink, burgundy, black. Yes. This cool tone mauve shade is delish. You know, in a lot of pink palettes, you don't often see like a cool tone mauve shade, which I really love because it's one of the more wearable shades, if you ask me. I don't mean to say that greens, purples, burgundies aren't wearable shades, but if you're going to the office like I do, I'm going into Dark Secrets. I'm going into that black shade. If you go into the office like I do, you know, nobody wears makeup like I do in the office. Not quite the eye looks that I put together every single day. So I kind of have to be careful not to go overboard with like a super dramatic eye look. Although if you do, you know, do you. So even though I'm giving myself flair on my eye looks, I still find myself going, how neutral is this? Is this wearable? Even though I think it's fabulous, like, is it too much? Am I going too crazy? All right, Faded Roses. Again, simple look, okay? Ooh, fiery, fiery. Look at this. I am telling you guys, I love her shimmer formula and just how freaking sparkly it is. They're so intense and they're so freaking beautiful. That Ultimate Cappuccino palette, I'm pretty sure she still has it. It was my favorite palette last year. And part of the reason was because, like, it's a smaller palette, but I think, was it a 9-pan? No, I thought it was more than a 9-pan. I'm saying I didn't see 9-pans like this from Dede, but I don't know, maybe, was that like a 12-pan? Yeah, I think that one was a 12-pan. 4, 8, 12. I think it was rows of 4, so it was a little bit bigger than this one. Anyway, I was wearing all those freaking shimmers by themselves because they're stunners. They're stunners. The variety was there too, and they all perform really well. None of them creased on me. All right, I'm just gonna carve out the edge on both of these. My cat's like, meow, out there. He's going to my daughter's room, like, let me in. He loves her. All right, did we make this even? No, because my eyes aren't even. Let's just bring this up just a tad, and then we'll buff this little edge out a little tiny bit. But yeah, how come I went higher on one side? I don't know. We're leaving it. We're going with this. That's it. Was that not like the simplest thing ever? So good. I achieved what I wanted to achieve. So good. So good. Oh, and I love pinks too. I keep saying that I'm trying to like stay away from pinks, but I always go back to pinks and purples and maroons. Like they're just some of my favorite tones. So I could see myself wearing this a lot to work coming up. Even the black shade with the shimmer shade, like just by itself, just take that black in the outer corner, buff it inward, throw the shimmer on, still easy peasy. All right, let's do these blush because I think that we're gonna put the foundation on and then we're gonna leave it on. So we'll just put these on top of bare skin and see how they come out. They're the Flush Cheeks Lip Tint Liquid Blush Collection. Lip tint? What? That's wild. These aren't for the lips, are they? A luxurious pop of color for every mood. Indulge in the ultimate beauty experience with blush and lip tint collection. Oh, hydrating lip tints that double as a radiant blush. I didn't even know that. Perfect for both lips and cheeks, giving you a coordinated, effortless glow. Oh my gosh. Hydrating and lightweight, long-lasting wear, luxurious shades for every skin tone. So I was right. There are 8 shades, which is fabulous for a first launch. So the shades that I picked are, again, the more fair skin friendly, which I love. She says here that there are 8 shades for like every skin tone, which is so good for an indie brand to come out with 8. I'm telling you guys, I love her. Like, I'm ripping these boxes. I don't even care. All right, this one here is Peachy Glow. These retail for $16.99 individually. Ooh, and we have these little ombre effects on the lids I just now noticed. These are a decent size too. This one is Nude Petal. Very pretty. Ooh, and then the final one is Gorgeosa. It's Lilac Mist. Can I see myself like, ooh, this is so, so good. All right, I've got my 3 different brushes here. Let's start off with my least favorite, probably Peach Glow. Just right now, I'm just not into as many peach blushes. Let's swatch this. Here's the doe foot applicator. Nice size anyway. I feel like these are gonna be pretty freaking intense though, because they're pretty solid pigmentation. I'm going to stay with that much and then see where I get with it. I did not apply that evenly at all. This is a pretty fluffy angled brush and I kind of picked it up from my swatch instead of like a round swatch. I ended up kind of going back in. It picked up kind of in a funny way on the brush. So I don't love the way that this blended out. I don't love the way that it like deposited onto my cheeks. This looks more like a matte finish, although these are meant to be, I think, a little bit glowy. They're hydrating, they're lightweight, and they're radiant. They're just like very slightly radiant. The thing is, sometimes the brushes will take away how radiant a blush can look. This one, I'm just gonna do like a circular swatch on the nude one. There, that is. It's really pretty in Nude Petal. I could see myself wearing this one quite a bit. So I'm gonna take like a more dense angled brush to apply this one. See if I can get a more even application. Like already I'm getting a more even application. These are pretty pigmented though, and they're pretty solidly pigmented that I feel like I would even almost like to pick them up with a sponge to see if I couldn't get a little bit more radiance out of them. They're kind of a tackier formula, so they definitely like grip to the skin a little bit more. I don't know, these aren't my absolute favorite. Either that or I'm just not applying them the greatest. They look a little bit flat and there's like a lot of pigment going on this one, okay? I realize that. Let's try it as like a lip. Watch it just wash out my lips, you guys. Okay. Oh, that's awful. That is not... That is not a shade for me. It was kind of matte-like, you know? This is a little bit of a more whipped texture, and they're more of a matte finish. Like, they have a tiny bit of radiance to them, but they're pretty intensely pigmented. So I feel like you really have to be careful. Also, it looks super funny that my makeup isn't like complete. All right, let's try this last one in Lilac Mist. And I'm going to take it with a sponge. Here's the swatch on that one. I feel like this one's gonna be my absolute favorite because I'm just loving blushes like this. So I'm gonna coat like the bottom part of a sponge like this to apply it and make it a little bit more even, but also apply the same amount of pressure everywhere. See if I can't get it to be a little bit more radiant. That was actually lighter than I normally would go. So let's build it up. I think this sponge is gonna be the method. It really is. It just applies it more evenly. Okay, now I went too heavy. Too crazy. That's it. The sponge is definitely the method. You can see how much dewier it is. It's kind of a lighter flush of color. It diffuses the edges a little bit better. There's like harsh lines when I was trying to use the brush to like stamp it in. This was so much glossier than this one, I feel like, see? Versus like the high points of my cheek here. I don't think I would use these for my lips. I could see that they might be good, but they're kind of more of a whipped, really thick and pigmented formula that I don't think that I would enjoy using them on my lips. So now you know, you guys, don't use a freaking brush for these. I think the sponge is genuinely the way to go because this is pretty. I would rock this. I would say that when you use the sponge though, see how much less intense it is. More of a flush of color is kind of what I'm getting at. I'll have to keep you posted on those though, you guys. I'm pretty picky as it comes to liquid blush. I really like something to be like super juicy on the cheeks and to apply pretty evenly and not be super intensely pigmented. So I just don't know if this is like my preferred blush formula, but I'm gonna keep applying them with a sponge to kind of tell you guys what I feel in speed reviews upcoming. All right, let's do it, you guys. Let's get into the foundation next. So this retails $43, unfortunately, and it comes in, I believe, 33 shades, which seems a little weird, but that's all good. It's got hyaluronic acid, natural finish, full coverage, and long wearing, which is something that I really like. I do like something that's super thin, but more on the full coverage side, maybe more medium to full coverage. I like that has like a natural finish or like a soft matte finish, just my kind of preferred foundation. So when I read the details of this and knowing that I like the Lawless, I think it's the one and done concealer too. I really enjoy that. It's a full coverage concealer, but it's extremely lightweight. I don't think it's a super popular concealer, but for me, I really enjoy it. Like the thinner the formula under my eyes, the better. All over the face for me, really. Like if it's water, fabulous. And water in full coverage, even better. So I think that I'm really gonna enjoy this if it does what it says. A weightless full coverage, non-acnegenic foundation that instantly blurs and smooths for a second skin finish. Proven to reduce the look of lines and improve the skin's elasticity overall. I don't know, it says good for anti-aging. I have mine in the shade 2F. This has a 30 freaking month shelf life, you guys. Oh my God, freaking Sephora. I'm not gonna lie, I am mad. It's like half the products just like leaked out into the container. Like Sephora is getting worse and worse in my personal opinion on how they're packaging things. Like they just literally move about in there. There's no protection on these products at all. Like they throw it in the box like this and then they kind of like have something laid at the bottom and they'll throw a little bit at the, like if I package something and I ship things constantly all the time because there is a bunch of different eyeshadows that I bought for myself that I end up listing. It's just better to pass along to somebody else. So I sell them on Mercari. And guess what? I make that box so if you move it, you hear nothing. It's not moving at all. So if somebody kicks it, they're kicking so much packaging. You know, think of like the egg method. You drop it from the top of a building. Okay, you should package it like that. This is just getting out of control, especially for $43. Like, why do I want to go through the trouble of going to my local Sephora to return this? Because, you know, they don't make shipping it back super easy. Look at that. It's a mess. So I just lost 10% of the product. Great. I don't think I've ever said the F word on my channel before, but I will be honest, your girl can have a dirty little mouth. All right, I wanted to find out what shade 2F is in the line. Oh, 2F right now is sold out. It's listed with fair with neutral undertones. And I gotta say, I think that this looks a little bit dark for the second lightest shade, because I think the lightest shade is 1F, which is very fair with cool neutral undertones. All right, let's see how lightweight this is. And if it's like runny, it is, but it's not like watery, you know? Like it has a little bit of, oh no, this is lightweight, you guys. Ooh, that's like silky and very, very water-like feeling and lightweight. Oh yeah, yeah. That's nice. That feels fabulous. Let's start off with a sponge on the right side. See what we think of this. Are we gonna get full coverage? Are we gonna get lightweight? Are we gonna get skin light? Oh, that's just fabulous. Ooh, that's fabulous. I actually think that's more medium coverage, the amount that I put on, but it's pretty lightweight anyway, that if you wanted the full coverage, I think you could go in with a second layer to get that. I don't think with the amount that I applied, because it's such a thin formula, that it's full coverage right now. However, sometimes you just let this stuff sit and it starts to get more full coverage as you go on, and it could be my sponge too, you know? It might be like more full coverage with a brush, which we'll try next. I do think this is a bit dark. I think it's pretty neutral though. I will say, I think it looks a little bit yellowish here, like a tiny bit. And then when it dries, like a little bit warm, but I don't think it buffs in that way. I bet you we're gonna get way better coverage with this brush. By the way, I'm using the Merit brush. The number 1, I think is what it's called. Yeah, way more full coverage with the brush side. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more for this forehead with my beautiful little, normal little eyebrow raising lines on my forehead. I've been staying away from like putting a bunch of coverage on my forehead. A lot of times recently, I'm kind of just like barely putting it on there and just like throwing bronzer on because I don't want the foundation to be accentuating my lines. Yeah, I think it's a tad bit more coverage with the brush side, which is not unusual, but both are, I think, flawless finishes. In that, I mean, gosh, they are so natural. It's not leaning matte or dewy. It's perfect. It's perfectly in the middle. And I think it's a good amount of coverage. Again, I'm more medium to full coverage kind of girl, so long as it's like a super duper lightweight formula. We're gonna do a wear test on this, but it's so lightweight that you can't detect this. This isn't a foundation that I would feel like it would start to separate on my skin, because there's not enough of it sitting on my skin to start separating. That's how I feel. It like sunk in just like everywhere, like perfectly. I'm definitely a foundation kind of girly. I have mentioned this before. Foundations and mascaras are my number 1 and 2 products. While I'm talking, I'm gonna throw on the LYS concealer that I'm pretty much not willing to like make exceptions with. Those are the 2 things that I want to be flawless if I step out the door. I could skip every other makeup step, even blush, so long as I had a decent foundation and a decent mascara on. So I've been so much more critical about the foundations that I've been buying, that I've been releasing lately, and buying them when they're new to test for you guys if it's a formula that I like. So read the description, and I've been skipping on the ones that I'm like, I don't think so. The Milk makeup, like the new skin tint that says that it's long wearing, I did put that in my cart, but I haven't bought it yet. I'm interested to see what it means by like 12-hour skin tint, if that is something that I like, but the description of this seemed fabulous, and I think it lives up to what it says. I think I'm gonna be pleased. I think this is gonna be a foundation that I genuinely love. I'm not kidding. Let's move on to the powder, because I'm really excited that this is a pressed powder. This retails for $39. I'm not gonna lie, this better not be broken. I'm not gonna lie, that was a lot for me to swallow. I was like, oh, the foundation is $43 and we're doing $39 powders now, $40 powders. It's a lot, but this comes in 10 different shades, which is absolutely fabulous. I have Tutu, I think, yes, which is supposed to be a sheer soft brightening pink for fair to light skin tones. I usually get the lightest powder in literally everything. So this is supposed to be medium coverage. It's pressed powder, and it says on here a natural finish, but a matte finish. Sephora and their shit sometimes. So it comes in 3 brightening shades. It's a talc-free ultralight powder that smooths, blurs, and perfects for a soft matte skin-like finish. The coverage is medium and the finish is natural. Wait a minute, didn't it just say sheer? Sheer, soft. I don't understand what's going on. Like, again, Sephora, get your shit together. All right, let's give this a go under the eyes. Oh, that's lightweight. Is it even there? There we go. Okay. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's blurring, but you guys, that little second swipe was heavier than I wanted. I think I put too much under this eye. Yeah, this is a pretty medium coverage powder. Look at that. And it says kaolin clay absorbs excess oil and improves skin tone. Phytosqualene balances the skin to prevent moisture loss, and perlite powder, which reduces shine. It says that it's a natural finish, but then in one other place it says matte. Wait, what? This product is an Allure Best of Beauty Award winner. Okay, so the extension here is the shades. Is that what I'm getting? They added 3 new brightening shades. Yes, okay, that's what it is. I apologize. I think it's the 3 new brightening shades that are new with this. I don't think it's been reformulated because this was an Allure Best of Beauty winner for 2023. Girl, I mean, I like it. It's pretty matte though. It's my kind of powder, but I think it's more matte, you know? Listening to Sephora with it's a matte, it's a natural finish, it's all over the place. I think it's more of a matte powder. I've been so disappointed with powders recently, so I hope I like that. Plus, I love pressed powders, so yes, yes, more yes. All right, up next, you guys, is the Westman Atelier Sun Tone Bronzing Drops. These retail for $43. Is it worth it? I don't know. That's in the eyes of the beholder, I think. Oh, what did I say? These are $58. Holy shit. Okay, these are a little bit of a ironic product. They're supposed to be hydrating but matte bronzing drops, and they have like 3 reviews currently on the Sephora website, but one person does ask, how do these compare to Glossier's Cloud Paint Bronzer? And then someone's like, hey, these are thinner than the Glossier ones, and they did a really good job formulating it. They're bronzy, but in the fair shade, which is Soleil Parfait, which is light tan, which is the shade that I have, of course, it looks like a pretty neutral shade, which I think this comment says like, oh, but they did a good job making these shades not too warm for a customer that wants something that's matte and like not shimmery. So they do say a non-shimmery, non-sparkly bronzer. Now, $58, you guys, are these worth it? Like, do we have similar things? I mean, I don't know. I love having Westman Atelier products, and this packaging is legit. It is like a plastic. It's like a soft plastic, you know, it's not like metal or anything, but still, presentation, presentation, presentation. Also, I think Westman Atelier does a really good job on their formulations on most things. So I ain't mad. I don't know how to get this off. Oh, twist off, but I ain't mad. Okay. Oops, I squeezed it a little bit too hard. Yeah, these are truly, there goes my husband vacuuming. I said, honey, can you please do the stairs? These are truly very, very thin bronzing drops. But this is like such a lovely little cool tone. I'm sorry, you're gonna hear that vacuum for like a second. All right, let's just take what I have on the back of my hand to apply these little babies. It's not so thin that it's like disturbing the foundation though, which is lovely. Oh, look how freaking pretty for fair skin. Oh, see, that's what I mean. Westman Atelier does a good job if you're willing to spend the money, but like this is so much different than the Glossier one because that's kind of a really thick formula, I would say. It's not like bronzing drops. The Glossier is a cream. I know that they come in those like tubes, and so I don't know, they can be considered like a liquid, both bronzer and the blush, but they're actually cream. Like if you look on their website, it's not like a liquid formula. This is different. This is just liquid, so it's much thinner. I mean, I think they both blend perfectly, but I kind of like this shade a little bit more, even though this is calling itself matte. Ma'am, I see a little bit of dewiness on my cheeks, okay? But, oh, this is fabulous. Fabulous. By the way, this only has a 6-month shelf life. Whoops. So use these quick, okay? You can probably get 12 months out of it. I'm not gonna lie and say I don't push products like way past their point, like way past their point, but it does say 6 months. There goes my hair. And I'm trying to see how much product is in this. Oh, it's a full fluid ounce though. That's like actually a lot of bronzing drops. I mean, bronzer. They call themselves matte. They really do. A hydrating matte is like straight up in the name, but they have a little bit of dewiness, but they're not shimmery. Maybe that's what they mean. They're just not sparkly or shimmery bronzer. But these are freaking gorgeous. You know, when I love something, the box goes straight to the trash can. All right, vacuuming has ceased. All right, let's get into these bad boys. The Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewy Flush Brightening Serum Blush. That's a lot. These are only 25 bucks, but they only come in 2 shades. Watermelon Flush, which is natural light cool tone pink, and then one for a deeper skin tone, which is Berry Flush and Natural Berry Mauve. These are supposed to have hyaluronic acid and niacinamide. It's supposed to be a natural finish, and it's a tinted cheek serum that plumps cheeks, brightens dark spots, and hydrates while providing a buildable natural flush of color that melts into skin. It's good for all skin types, guys. Yeah, skincare concerns, dryness, dullness, and dark spots. So interesting. I mean, it is a skincare product. It is really just a tinted serum, so it's not really like blush, you know, like it's not a makeup product necessarily, which is very normal for Glow Recipe. And this is the first time that I've tried anything from Glow Recipe that wasn't like a full-on skincare that could be used specifically for the use of putting on your makeup. 3% niacinamide in it, guys. A jojoba oil coated pigments. That's great. 12 milliliters or 0.4 fluid ounces. Honestly, for 25 bucks, it's not even that much money in comparison to everything else. I'm pretty sure this comes on a doe foot applicator, which is fabulous. And it's a little fat guy too. The doe foot applicator looks freaking orange. This is like really orangey. It's very peachy. It says it's like a cool tone pink, but it's really, really peachy in my opinion. What do they describe this shade as? Natural light cool toned pink. I don't think so. I think this is like just a straight up flush of color. Do you guys think we can just get away with drawing this onto the cheeks? Should we just go for it? I think we're just gonna be balls to the wall. Balls to the wall. This is not going to match the eye look even remotely. Yeah, I think we're fine drawing it onto the cheeks because this is so freaking light. Let's just build her up, shall we? Juicy, juicy, juicy. I already told you guys, like if it comes to a liquid blush, there goes my hair. I want something immensely juicy that doesn't like disturb the foundation underneath. So this for me just might be like personally right up my alley, but it's gonna be glowy and dewy because it is a tinted serum. I'm not gonna lie, I really think that kind of disturbed the foundation just slightly underneath because it's so serum-y. Yep, I do. I think it did. It's totally peach, okay? On my skin tone, or the way that this is coming out is peach, peach, peach. So I don't know, buyer beware. I mean, it's not at all what I thought it was gonna be. And I thought it would look more cool tone pink, and so it would match this eye look, and so we'd be making a lot more sense, but we're not making a ton of sense. That's how it's going today. I like the way that this blends in, but I do think that if you put too much on and you're just stamping away the way that I was, I think it kind of disturbs the foundation underneath. So be careful. Yeah, like just a tad. I'm getting awfully close to that mirror to see, but I am blind. But it's really pretty because it's so freaking juicy. I love a juicy liquid because, well, I love a juicy liquid blush because I just think that it looks so much more youthful on the cheeks. I mean, don't you guys agree that a liquid blush, I don't know, it needs to be, why am I not getting an even, hello, pigment on both sides? Don't you agree that it just needs to be like this really pretty emollient look on the cheeks as opposed to, I don't know, something flat that you can get from a powder? It's so much easier to make a powder with like blurring qualities than it is one that's liquid. I went heavy. She's all good up there. I want to see if this stains. Oh, yes, it does. So there's a slight stain, which it kind of felt like it was going to be this tint. Even though it says dewy flush, it doesn't say it has a tint, but there she is in all her glory. It's light, but she there. Oh yeah, she's not coming off. All right, I just kind of powdered around the edges so it didn't look quite as harsh. But you can see that definitely took away a lot of the dewiness. It's dewy, so it's like emphasizing a tiny bit of texture, but I really like it. I do, and it's not even that expensive for $25 compared to some of the other blush that I have. It's just straight up vacuum day on this channel. Okay, I picked up the mini of the Flutter extension lash. I'm like nearly certain. And this one here retails for $15. The full size is double that, which is $30. This is supposed to be lengthening, long wear flaring, and curling. An instant lash boosting mascara that delivers up to 75% visible length for lashes that flutter to extreme lengths. So the claims on this are curling and lengthening. They only come in one shade, which is, yeah, just black. Lancome has a tendency to do extremely good like lengthening mascaras. This blush is so freaking peach, you guys. I guess watermelon like is not like super duper pink, but this, I mean, this really looks peach on me. Okay, so the mascara is for lashes to flutter to extreme lengths. Anyway, yes, I think that they do a really good job with lengthening, but also, and I didn't open this ahead of time, which I wish I had, but also I think curling that they do really well. Speaking of curling, we're gonna give it a little curl. All right, this wand is incredible. It is so freaking small. Look at that. Holy smokes, you guys. This is gonna get straight up to the lash line. Again, I didn't open it ahead of time, and I really do like to open my mascaras and like let them breathe before I test them on camera, but I forgot. So we're going for it. Yep, look, right up to that lash line. Yup. You know, I always talk about loving a volumizing mascara, which is totally true, and something that's very, very pigmented. But you know, I think I got this because I'm such a fan of Lancome mascaras. I thought I would just love this. It is really fluttery. Holy smokes. This is a dry formula though. I don't think it's extremely buildable, but I don't know. Does it even need to be? Holy smokes. Yeah, it's not like super buildable because it's so dry. It's drying very, very quickly. It's not clumpy, but it's dry. All right, you guys, you see that? I have to look away to see what you guys see, but is that not like fluttery as shiznit? Ooh, it's pretty. There are a lot of mascaras that claim to do things like this, and I know that is a preference of a lot of you guys, that you like a lighter, fluffier lash. I don't think a lot of mascaras do it super well, but I think this one does, ma'am. Get right up to that lash line. Yes. Ooh, I mentioned that we're going out today to that festival, and I got ready this morning. Like I could see dry shampoo in my hair still. Anyway, I got ready pretty early and like did my chores and came up here. Have not eaten. It's 10 o'clock and my stomach just growled so loudly. Okay, again, it's a drier formula. It's not really buildable, but it's workable. It's a workable formula. For not being buildable, it does, I think, that very fluttery effect very quickly. So I don't think you need to build it too much. Again, the wand is really great for getting super close to the lash line. It makes it extremely easy to use a wand like this when it's smaller. And yeah, you're really looking to get close to that lash line. I think for me, if I want something super fluttery, this would definitely be like a mascara that I would think to reach for. It's probably not one that I'm gonna use every single freaking day. I'm definitely interested to see how this wears though. If it's like super long lasting, doesn't flake, doesn't transfer, doesn't smudge, all that good stuff, we're gonna test it out. It's such a doable formula. It's so fluttery. It makes me look like I have 395 lashes per eye. I like mascaras that are like that. Some of the drier formulated ones do a good job at that. Some of the ones that are a little bit tackier tend to clump them together more. So if I think you are looking to make it a drier formula so that it looks like you have a fluttery effect, they did a good job. All right, these are very interesting. The final product was the LYS Speak Love Lip Plumping Glossy Lip Balm. These retail for $19 and they come in 6 different shades, is what I'm seeing on Sephora's website, and I got mine in the shade CEO, which is strawberry. It's a rosy mauve. It looks actually pretty bright though on the picture here. An ultra nourishing, high shine, juicy lip balm that hydrates and visibly plumps in one swipe. It is a lip balm and a treatment, hydrating and plumping. The highlighted ingredients are fruit and veggie extract blend, which provides antioxidant benefits for nourished lips. Chai seed oil intensely nourishes, hydrating and conditioning lips. Hyaluronic acid infuses lips with intensive, long-lasting hydration. And $19. Still like higher than I guess I would have anticipated for LYS, because we're getting a lot of products that are like 25 to 30. So I don't know, $20 doesn't seem like that off. This is a very similar package to the smaller version of like the matte lips that they came out with last year or the year before. They just will not leave their diamond shape. They keep it up as much as they possibly can. I mean, they're gonna die on this diamond shape. I mean, they have to. It's branding, but man, is it just, it must be a struggle to really put these packages together and make them quite functional. Like it has a extremely large bottom for twisting. Anyway, is it twist? Yeah, ooh. Oh, stop. Oh, and then, you know, if you twist too much, it's not like circular. So it has to kind of line up. So you can only twist like, you know, 1 revolution, 2 revolutions, but every little click is like the teeniest little click I've ever heard. Oh my gosh. This is just like the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Glows. Would you stop focusing on me? Holy smokes. That is gorgeous. Okay, let's do 1 revolution. Oh, that's 1 revolution right there. This is just not the easiest because the inside is exactly the same shape. With the matte lips that they have, I'd probably still have them. The lid is like this, but the inside is circular. So they're easy to apply to the lips. This is a lot harder. Like, look, watch this. This is just trying to get it on the lips evenly with a diamond. It's kind of odd, you guys. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, there he goes. I already done messed up. I don't think I'm getting it even. Oh, I absolutely can't stand this packaging. Same thing with the mascara. I don't think the mascara was a good formulation, but also you can't turn that thing the way that you can a wand like this where you're like rolling it up. You know, it just, you holding that diamond shape is crazy. This was hard to apply. Again, let me show you what I'm talking about. These ones right here. So even though it's in like a kind of diamond shape, it's circular on the inside. So it makes it so much easier to apply to your lips like that. I like this formula. I can't remember what it's called and the writing is very, very tiny, but it's more like a matte lip. It's like a satin finish, I suppose. I liked that formula so much. I got a shade I didn't like initially and I went back for this one in Optimistic. So the lip formulation itself is really good. This is so comfortable. It's not like plumping, you know, this is genuinely not even a peppermint. This has a fruity plump to it. These are just like the YSL candy glazes. Exactly. Like everyone is mimicking that scent because it's just so pleasant. It smells like pina colada to me. So the formulation is juicy and delicious and like a little bit thinner, but it has a decent pigmentation. It's not like completely sheer. It feels cooling on the lips. It makes my lips look plump. I don't think this like smooths out every single lip line that I have, but man, is this comfortable. And it's a lot thinner of a formula than the Maracuja Juicy whatever lips. It's a similar kind of stickier texture, but it's a lot thinner of a formula. When this goes on, you can just totally see that it's a lot thinner. If you didn't like how thick those Tarte ones were, then this is definitely where I would tell you to go. This is extremely thin and very comfortable. Did I put the lid back on correctly? No, I did not. There's like a way to like line this up so that, oh, I'm having trouble, that all the pink is like on one side and then the back side is just like this. See, the packaging must be so difficult to design, you know, when you're going for this diamond shape, if you've got to like die on this hill, because that's how you started. So anyway, I think it's a really good formulation, you guys. I don't regret getting that at all. The plumping again is fruity, not minty, not hurting, fruity. It's so cool. It's probably very different than anything else that I've tried for a plumping type product. All right, we're doing the wear test, so I will be checking back in with you guys. I know this is a longer video. I tend to get chatty with all these testing new makeup videos. I can't help it. Again, I have not filmed in a while, so I hope you guys enjoy. I'm gonna go about my day, but I am going to do a brief check-in in natural sunlight with my phone, and then I'll see you guys back here at the end of the night. So bye for now. Hello and welcome back, you guys. It's been 10 hours, like almost to the dot. It's been 10 hours. 10 hours. It's been a long day too. We had fun at the festival until the kids were playing like flip the Gatorade bottle and it spilled beer all over me. Went to my face, my neck, my chest. That was the end of the festival. So it was short-lived, but it was fine. I took a little beer bath. I did 2 check-ins for you guys. One I did right away in natural light. I didn't love the back camera, but it's fine. That's just my face. I think it looked really good. I think part of it is that it sinks into the skin really well because it's a very lightweight formula, but also it just looks really natural in the skin. I don't think it looked too glam or too heavy with the amount of product that I put on. And then the second check-in that I'm doing for you guys is maybe a little less than the halfway point when we're in the car, like on the way back from the festival. It still looked really good after I had like beer splashed on my face. So, you know, there's that. Right now, aside from my crazy hair, it still looks really good. It's faded though, you know, when you're in the sun and you get beer splashed on you, etc., etc. I mean, a lot of it kind of came off. I don't think that it's a super long lasting foundation. A lot of my foundations have a better wear than this, you know, they just hold up more. I feel like it's still more coverage, but the fade was great. light. The fade was very natural. The fade was beautiful fade. Again, just not overly long lasting in my personal opinion. It was a little bit warmer today because we were standing in the sun, but I don't think it was like overly humid, so I wasn't immensely sweating. And I say that because I'm always looking for like how oil controlling is it, or even how waterproof is it? How well does it hold up against the humidity? I don't think it really got put to that test. I don't think it would really do that well, honestly, because I just don't think it's like a super long lasting foundation. Again, though, all that aside, the wear of it was just so good that this is a foundation I will be continually reaching for. I think there's more than 10% of the product gone because this feels pretty light. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I would say it's probably like a quarter of it is missing. Wow, like it's far down there. This definitely leaked more than I realized that it did. This lid was just open and they were just like transporting this product like over and over and over. So anyway, that kind of sucks, but I generally never go through an entire foundation, so I'm not mad at it. It's not like I'm gonna not get my money's worth. It'll expire before I use it up because I have quite a few foundations in my collection, but this is gonna be one that I really enjoy. It's like that very lightweight kind of luminous matte. That's just my favorite foundation I'm coming to find, or favorite type of foundation I'm coming to find. Now let's talk about the eyeshadow. Holy smokes, did it hold up. It even held up through a nap. Oh, I forgot to mention I did lay down, so this foundation was also kind of affected by that, but oh, I did set my eyes, but it looks really good. Sometimes it just fades off like way too much. I just think it looks really pretty. Anyway, eyeshadow is fabulous. Yeah, it didn't crease. That's really nice. The mascara is really good. No transfer, no flaking. I feel like it's still there. It's quite curling and it gives a beautiful fanned out effect. I like the wand. I don't think it's as intense of a volume, and I don't think it's as intense pigmentation as I like. I like them so dark. I like the mascara to be like, I can't even describe, like coat my lashes in this like really thick layer that makes them look super thick, but also like really, really pigmented. So that's just my preferred mascara on an everyday basis, but I do like lengthening mascaras like occasionally. So I don't like to discount the fact that it's a really good lengthening mascara and that I want to keep it in my collection because I have both for whatever the occasion that I'm looking for. I don't really see the Westman Atelier all that much like on the forehead, especially. Again, I don't think it was so hot that I was sweating on the forehead to make the makeup melt away. There you go. The Lawless powder, I liked this. I liked this a lot. I think it kept me matte throughout the day. It wasn't so long lasting that it made the makeup stay, if you can tell, but I think I'm really gonna enjoy this. I did not have any bad experience with this, and I love a pressed powder, so I really think I'm gonna enjoy this from Lawless. And again, it was like an Allure Best of Beauty winner for 23. This LYS was so cool, but it faded off in like 2 seconds. Like so fast. So fast. As a matter of fact, let's just, I understand why they did that bullet in something more pigmented, like in a circle, as opposed to something like this. This is just gonna make a mess, I'm telling you right now. Because this is more sheer, so for that reason, you can kind of go a little bit ham on the lips and make a little bit of a mess because it's easier to clean up, but it's so comfortable. Jeez Louise, it tastes just like, or smells just like the YSL lips. I love that. I do. I don't think it's plumping in that it's actually plumping, It's just like, I feel like you need a mirror to put this on. Not that we're just walking around not using mirrors to put on our lip products. Anyway, this blush, it really did a good job in holding up. I was really, really surprised. And I actually love the fact that they gave us a doe foot applicator as opposed to a pump, which I don't feel like would be out of the norm for Glow Recipe to do something like that because a lot of their products kind of come in a pump. But I think that it really did hold up. I mean, it's not the longest lasting blush and it was like a flush of color anyway, but I did really enjoy it. Again, I just think it comes out like a lot more peach. These I'll have to kind of keep you updated on. Again, I don't know if they're going to be my preferred formula, but I had a similar situation with the Gloss Gods liquid blush, and when I put it on the back of my hand and I picked it up with my Real Technique sponge, it was like soaking up a lot of the product, so it looked really good. I might end up doing that with these, so I will keep you posted, but I don't recommend using like a dense brush with them. I just thought that they were too intense. Anyway, those are my final thoughts, you guys. If you guys are not currently subscribed, you know what I say. I'd love to see you subscribe so you can stick around. I am out of here for this evening, and I hope to catch you all in my next video. Bye, guys.